don't really have much of an appetite. It's just more so of like the comfort, you know, dizziness or anything like that. I think the electrolytes are super key. 3-day fast, these are things that I've researched that are going to help support you. I feel like I reversed aging by like and then when we reap the benefits, we recall that and say, okay, do this, get this.
Good morning, ladies. Welcome back to the Well-Nourished Homemaker. I hope you all are doing well. So as a mom, my youngest being a 1.5 years, I know the struggle of losing the baby weight. So today I wanted to share with you what I've been doing to help with the fat loss, but also helping you to feel and look your best. I am in no way an expert, just a mom who had to learn from trial and error, and I have more I want to learn and achieve. I'll be sharing some protein meal ideas from my workouts to the importance of persistence. Whether you're a new mom or you're not a mom, I hope you find some healthy tips and tricks as I'll be sharing my protein staples and my 3-day fasting experience. We're gonna be okay before the blue sky. So I wanted to share some benefits of a prolonged fast, and the first one is autophagy, and it's a process where it cleans out damaged cells and regenerates new ones. It also helps improve insulin sensitivity, and it also helps with fat burning, where your body turns into ketosis, basically burning fat for energy instead of glucose, often by the second day. It also helps in immune system regeneration, where it strengthens your immune system. It helps reduce inflammation. It also helps regulate your hormones, and the mental and emotional benefits are mental clarity, emotional reset. Fasting can give you space from emotional eating patterns, but also it helps with discipline and mindfulness. And obviously there's a few, cautions as to doing a prolonged fast, which I'll put up here. So I hope you ladies enjoy and you find some motivation.
Alright, good morning, ladies. I wanted to sneak away while the kids are playing in the room. My daughter, she woke up around like 6. She's actually weaning from nursing. We started yesterday, so yeah, I'm in the process of trying to slowly transition her off of that. She's doing pretty good. Yeah, don't. All right, ladies, I am just doing my ice rolling, and I'm looking at my to-do list, trying to figure out what I want to do today. I need to go to town today because I need to pick up a few things, because starting this evening, I'm going to do a 3-day fast. I need to get like some electrolyte packets, and maybe I could document and bring you ladies along, do a little vlog of my 3-day fast and what I do, and for health reasons and for gut health. It's kind of like a nice reset, and I watched this YouTuber on, I'll link her below. She teaches you all about fast and how to do it and the benefits of it. So yeah, I'm actually doing it with a friend. We'll see what else we can get into today. We'll do a little bit of homemaking things around the house. I have a huge load of laundry I need to get to, just odds and ends. So yeah, let's get started. This is my savory breakfast. It's a sirloin steak and then 1 egg, and then I added 1/4 cup egg whites, and then my toast that I get at Aldi's. I like to change up which toast I use, but don't be afraid of bread. It is not the enemy. And it's only 70 calories. It's a good source of fiber, and it has like sprouted grains in it. So, and then I added some avocado on top. I track my calories in my Net Diaries app. For this breakfast, it is 540 calories, and the protein is 52 grams of protein. I want to make sure I'm getting in my protein today because I'm gonna start my fast later on this evening. Sometimes I'm pretty hungry in the mornings and I'll have like a big breakfast. Other times it'll just be like a piece of toast, an egg, changes just depending on my appetite. That is my high protein breakfast. All right, ladies, I'm getting ready to jump on the treadmill, but I wanted to show you who I was talking about earlier about how I'm learning how to do the fasting. Her name is Bela, and I am like binging her channel, like fitness and health videos, and catch up on like my favorite YouTubers while I'm walking on the treadmill. Have a little downtime, but also at the same time being productive and getting in a workout. I'm excited to see like how many calories I burn with my walk, so I'm not feeling that motivated. The weather is really affecting my mood, I think. I'm just kind of like low energy, but I know once I get on the treadmill, I'm gonna feel a lot better and it's gonna give me more energy. So always remember that if you're feeling really low and tired, not really wanting to, you don't have to do like a strength workout or a hard hit cardio, but just move your body. It's really gonna be worth it once you reap the benefits afterwards. All right, so let's go ahead and head over to the treadmill and do our work. All right, ladies, I'm getting ready to fill up my water bottle. I like to an element pack in my water. I usually have one in the mornings, and then if I'm working out, I'll have a second one. I've noticed such a difference in my energy levels after incorporating like an electrolyte pack. You don't have to have these. You can just find one that you particularly like, but as long as you're getting in your sodium, potassium, and magnesium. I never realized how draining and taxing nursing is on your body. Crucial that you get in those electrolytes. So if you find yourself always drinking and always feeling thirsty and you never feel like you're being hydrated, definitely maybe put a pinch of salt into your water or get these packets, and you're gonna notice like a world of difference. So I'm gonna put some ice in this and then we'll jump on the treadmill. All right, ladies, it is lunchtime and this is completely random. I was craving like a bunch of different stuff. So I put some leftovers together. I made homemade meatballs yesterday, and there's some rice under there, and then here's some kimchi, and then a scoop of cottage cheese with pickles on top. So I'm not for sure what you would call this, but I am gonna calculate how much protein is this and calories. But I had a snack earlier when we went to town. It was one of those midday bars. It has like 6 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs. Kind of like my midday desk setup area. I can't be back in my room, and the kids are just playing from room to room. So maybe after this I'll tackle some of that laundry. All right, ladies, I wanted to share with you all of the things that I'll be implementing in my 3-day fast. These are things that I've researched that are going to help support you and give you electrolytes, but also help curb your cravings and with blood sugar regulation. So you can have coffee, but it has to be black, and I recommend putting a little bit of cinnamon into it because that makes it just like feel more nice and cozy, and it also helps with like blood sugar regulation, as we mentioned, and it curbs your appetite. Another thing I would recommend is you get a water bottle. This is, I think, a 16 ounce, I'm pretty sure, and I will be having at least 7 of these in a day. All of this contributes to your total intake of water. So 16 ounces, I would have like 5 or 7. From the research I've done, obviously do your own research. This is what I'm doing. Yeah, I just wanted to share with you some little tips and tricks. So what I'll be adding into my water are, as I've mentioned before, these are the Element electrolyte packets. I like the raspberry and watermelon. I put them in this little container here, and I'll be having probably 3 of these a day, 2 or 3 of these a day. These will not break your fast. You will still be in autophagy. So yeah, these are super, super crucial for your fast. So highly recommend getting some sort of electrolyte packet. Another thing that would be really beneficial is green tea. Not only is it going to curb your appetite, it boosts your metabolism, but also it's going to help in cell recovery as you go through your detox. So super, super crucial and important. What I'll be using is like lemon juice. I'll put that in my water. You can also have apple cider vinegar. I'll probably be doing that as well. Very good for appetite suppressant and blood sugar regulation. When you maybe get fatigued or lightheaded or something, these things are really going to help support you and keep you hydrated. So yeah, those are all the things that I'll be implementing in my 3-day fast, and I'll leave any articles and videos that I've watched and educated myself on, just also the information below, so you can, if you want to do like a fast of your own for your health reasons and for, gut health and just overall giving your body a break, giving your organs a break, is really, I think, something that I'm going to be implementing for the rest of my life, and I'm really excited to do it. I'm nervous, but I'm really looking forward to the amazing benefits of it, and I'll show later on what I'm going to do in order to break my fast slowly, just incorporating like watermelon, some bone broth, very simple things, just to slowly transition over to help my digestive system get back to functioning and working. Yeah, those are the things that I will be having to help support my 3-day fast, and I hope you found some helpful tips in there as well. Ready? You want to get in under it? Yeah. Sit down. Ready? wonder where they could be. I've been looking all over for them. What? Oh, what? Are you kidding me? You guys. Ready? All right, ladies, this is my dinner. It's around 4:30, and all of this is from Aldi's. So I get the honey golden bite sweet potatoes, the grilled breast tenderloin, and then the yum yum sauce with some ketchup. I choose my sauces sometimes as my healthy fat. So whenever I'm having grilled chicken, I'll swap for, like, say avocado, and I'll use the yum yum sauce because it's made of like healthy oils, like avocado oil. Was 156 calories and 49 grams of protein. So let's see all together. Since I'm done eating, I might have some dark chocolate, but so I've reached my calories. It says I have 1 calorie left. For my deficit is 1,616. Altogether, my protein that I hit today was 150 grams of protein. So that's amazing. And I stayed under my calories. So here it shows you like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. For a while there, like snacks were what were getting me. So I had to really lessen that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have myself some dinner. Okay, so I actually forgot to insert my exercise that I did. So that burned about 300 calories. So it gave me a increase of 156 calories. So I'm gonna have myself a little dark chocolate. I really like Lily's because it's sweetened with erythritol. So it doesn't have any hidden ingredients, and it's not gonna spike your blood sugar, and dark chocolate is just so amazing. So many good health benefits. You get a pretty big chunk for the calories. All right, good morning, ladies. It is day 1 of the fast. I slept pretty good. I'm interested to see how long I've slept. I'm gonna check on my app. Trying to decide between if I want tea or coffee. I think I'm just gonna make like some black coffee and then add some cinnamon to it. You know how, I don't know, for me anyways, like when I'm waking up, I'm starting to look forward to like what I'm gonna eat today. Like I'm gonna have my little oatmeal cookies with my coffee and just like, okay, I'm gonna go to town and get my little treat and my snack. I can't look forward to any of that. So that's like an adjustment because, I don't want the days to like drag or like me not being able to like look forward to something. So I have to go sit down and like plan out some things to where I can keep myself busy. So I'm gonna put some ice in this and then get some coffee.
If you ladies aren't used to fasting, I highly recommend starting off slow, maybe doing like a 24-hour fast. That's what I did, and it really helped reset my ghrelin hormone, which basically it follows a rhythm, so it tends to rise before your usual meal times, almost like your body has an internal meal clock. So that's why when you get used to maybe having a bowl of cereal at like 9 o'clock at night, you're suddenly like craving that bowl of cereal at 9 o'clock at night. So it's easy to retrain and reset this hormone. You just have to be persistent and consistent with it. After you do that 24-hour fast, the next day your body is signaling like, hey, this is okay, like I'm not actually that hungry. So the same is true, like if you don't get used to having breakfast in the morning, then that ghrelin hormone's not going to kick on. Just a little tip there to ease your way into fasting.
Alright, ladies, I am just sitting here trying to look at like my to-do list and my notes. Sitting here actually looking at my information from my ring. Yesterday it said I got 6 hours and 30 minutes, which I felt because that for me is not like good sleep. Been enjoying this ring. This is the Ultra Human Air ring, and it like tracks, you know, for your like key health indicators, your sleep, your recovery, your movement. It tracks your heart rate, how many calories you're burning, and also something I noticed yesterday that it tracked was your stress level. It tracks when you've been stressed, stimulated, and when you're in a relaxed state. It will let you know like, hey, you need to like maybe do some breathing exercises, try to find a way to relax, which I really like as a mom. Because it's funny, it was like a total yesterday of like 4 hours of being in the stressed state, and it was a stimulated state, so it goes off your heart rate. So it just shows you that, you know, as moms, you do experience a lot of little stressors throughout the day, which you may not recognize because you're so used to it, that this is a nice way to be like, hey, like my body is in a stressful state and condition. What can I do? You know, it's like that nice reminder instead of like you being always conscious, like do your breathing exercises, like take 5 minutes, do some stretching, things like that. I thought that was really neat. And okay, so this now is helping me have an indicator of how many calories I burn in a day. So yesterday I got a total steps of 12,112, which is good because, you know, they say to get 10,000 steps, but I'm going to try and, like, you know, you have those days where you're around the house and you're more sedentary and you're not moving a lot. I think was good for me to be aware of, like, even though I did my workout, it doesn't mean for the rest of the day I can't just like lay around. You still have to get your steps in. So I burned a total of 2,427 calories. I stayed within my like calorie deficit of 1,600, and then I did my workout on top of that. So because I want to lose weight, obviously I want to like see progress each week, but I also want to do it at a slow and steady rate just for like health reasons, and also like for your skin, and like you don't want to age rapidly with losing a bunch of weight at one time. Also, you just learn things along the way, and you start to enjoy the journey and just take your time with it. It's waterproof, but I recommend, like, if you're around the house like doing dishes or giving the kids a bath, like just to take it off, because I would feel like it could start to get a little, like how your skin gets a little, what you would say, like soggy. So even though it is like waterproof, I would just take it off. Yeah, I'm just really happy that they sent it to me, and I really appreciate it, and I'm going to be talking about this a lot in the future, so I hope you don't get sick of it. So I'm feeling pretty good for my fast. I got good sleep. I got a lot of protein yesterday, and I think it really helps when you can do it with a friend. Be like that support and like message each other back and forth, like how you're feeling, and rooting each other on. I think it would be really nice to have somebody do it with you. The other day I was actually studying an article, but it ties nicely with just like disciplining yourself with things that you know that maybe are good for you. I was just doing research on this scripture, and obviously like I was tailoring it to my spiritual health. And I think you can also apply this to your fitness and health journey, and things that you know that you should be doing, but maybe out of apathy or laziness or just being pessimistic, like you avoid doing that. And I feel like ever since I've started taking care of my health, and I think goals, like having goals gives me something to look forward to, and it gives me a sense of purpose, and having like 30-day challenges and things like that really helps me to just like stay motivated, and gives me something, like I said, to look forward to. And yeah, I think that goals are really important to have, especially health and wellness and fitness goals. I think can truly be like transformative in your life when you really get in your like flow state and you're just really enjoying it and loving it, and love learning about health. And okay, how can I challenge myself in my fitness and in my workouts, and how can I truly like see body composition changes? But the scripture was at Psalms 51:10. You can slowly start to like neglect your spiritual health, and also like having your heart be in it. I really liked this scripture. It says, "Create in me a pure heart, O God, and put within me a new spirit, a steadfast one." I found a nice article. It says, getting God's law on your heart. Basically, forcing yourself to do something out of obligation or out of a responsibility, or just because you should do it, is actually a good thing. And before, I would always feel like guilty about that, but I slowly started to learn that when you force yourself to do something with anything that you do in life that you know to be right, whether it's studying your Bible or doing your workout, taking care of your health, eating healthy, sometimes our heart may not be with it at first, but we can slowly persuade our hearts and slowly convince our hearts to enjoy it and to fall in love with it. So there's this scripture that says, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit inside you. I will remove the heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh." So if you think of something that is hard, like if your heart is maybe becoming hardened or apathetic, that it can feel like that stone. It's just something stuck in your heart that you're trying to remove. And It says the way we are trained and the way we act, even if forced, influences internal feelings and changes the heart. It gives us two things that we should do. One, force yourself, discipline yourself, do what you know to be right. It says filling the mind with truths. This is specifically talking with the Bible, but also about like taking care of your health and learning about health and wellness, like filling yourself with the truth. It crowds out the former ways of thinking and thoughts, and it makes your mind over. And two, persist in the course. If you do, you can win over your own heart to righteousness. The scriptures support this process. Enforce the law and come to see the good results that follow, and your attitude will change. Then they will obey because of the good results and not fear of penalties. Obviously, there's going to be times where we're just like not motivated, or we don't feel like studying the Bible, we don't feel like doing our workout. But if we persist in the course, if we do it anyways, then that's creating new pathways in our minds, and then when we reap the benefits, we recall that and say, okay, do this, get this, that good behavior, and then we can start saying, okay, I know that if I persist in this course, I know that if I do this, I'm gonna see good results. So yeah, it was just like nice for me in a spiritual sense that if my heart feels like maybe it's becoming hardened or being dull in my hearing and not really getting the sense of it or not really wanting to, that you just have to force yourself to do it anyways. And like that scripture says, that your delight is in the law and that you read it and that it's something that you look forward to and something that you yearn for. And we're always going to have this, like, you know, waging war within our hearts, because our hearts, as the Bible talks about, is treacherous. Like, it's always constantly trying to deceive us. So it's, again, the same with health. Like, oh, should I eat that? Should I not eat that? That's why I always say, like, what kind of habits are we sowing each day? Because our habits are sown in the dark and they're reaped in the light, meaning that our unseen choices that we make each day eventually grow into visible outcomes. So the seed of our habits are planted in secret, but their harvest is always public. So that can be for good and that can be for bad. It's just something that I always want to, you know, be aware of, like, what kind of habits sowing each day, what kind of seeds am I planting, what am I nurturing to help grow my heart, whether that be, you know, good thoughts or negative, bad, intrusive thoughts. And it's just something that we have to battle and contend with every day. I am just looking at my to-do list here. I think I'm going to bring like my acupuncture out here. I want to like change things up every now and then. Usually I'll do foam rolling, I'll do my posture workouts. Sometimes I bring my rebounder in here and do that. Maybe do some acupuncture and then do a little Bible study. And then by that time I'm sure the kids will be awake. So
this is the first time our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach.
Alright ladies, so I made myself a cup of green tea and I put some lemon juice in it, and I just wanted to come back here and sit down, do a little chit chat and talk about how basically like my nutrition and just give you some ideas. This is currently like what I've been eating. It is almost 1 o'clock and I stopped eating yesterday at 5. So I would say if you're trying to, you know, be in a calorie deficit and try to hit high protein, definitely it's crucial that you find a protein powder that you love, that on the low calorie but also super clean ingredients and high protein. And I know there's so many on the market. Currently I'm using this one, but That's not to say like if I find something better, then I'll switch over to that. But protein powder is just a must. I don't think you should overdo it. I just tend to have it like once a day. It just aids in getting you that extra little bit of protein that you need in the day without like making you feel so full. You get like a chocolate one, I like to add more cocoa powder to it just to like mask any of the underlining taste of like protein powder, and it gives it more of that chocolate flavor. But as far as my protein sources for meats, I usually tend to go towards basically all of them. So steak, grilled chicken, tenderloins, like try to get the lean meat, salmon, tuna. I've been having a lot of tuna lately, and ground hamburger. I don't tend to have too much hamburger. And then as far as my carbs, normally I stick to like sweet potato, mixed frozen veggies from Aldi's. It's like this Sweet Melody California blend, and they're only 100 calories. To make stovetop carrots, they're so easy to make. They take like 10-15 minutes on top of the stove. Then I like quinoa and rice. Don't be afraid of rice. Rice is good. Rice is a good fuel source, gives you like nice healthy carbs, just in moderation. My serving is usually about a cup of rice when I have it. So yeah, it's definitely like, don't be afraid to have rice or bread. It's just all about moderation, all about balance. And if you're in that calorie deficit, obviously you want good sources. You don't want to just be like, oh, a calorie is a calorie. Like, no. As far as my fats go, I try to just stick with like avocado. As far as my sauces go, the only ones I stick to are, like I said, the yum yum sauce. Coconut aminos is amazing. I put that on everything, on top of the steak, the mixed vegetables. I mean, it's just so good. And then just onion and garlic powder and salt is usually what I do. Seasonings are really what make or break a dish sometimes. So then as far as like other sides, like protein option sides, I do milk, yogurt, and cottage cheese. So I'll just have like myself sometimes in the mornings, like I have some ideas here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For breakfast, a protein iced coffee. I've shared that before. You just add a scoop into your coffee. You're using like a high protein milk option. That right there is like 33 grams of protein. Another option for breakfast, you can do like egg whites, avocado toast, and steak, and protein waffles. We're getting so many eggs from our chickens, so I've just been boiling and making like egg salad. And to replace the mayonnaise, I use plain yogurt and just chop some pickles up in there, and then the seasonings. Oh my gosh. And then having that on some toast, like an open face, like egg salad sandwich. Tuna sandwich with pickles and avocado. I've been having that a lot. Just you mix the tuna together, plain yogurt, and then you add onion and garlic powder with salt. And then you drizzle like some coconut aminos on top of it and put that on your toast. It is so good and so high in protein and filling too. So of course you can do like a yogurt bowl, chocolate protein milkshake. You can add a banana, a couple dates, peanut butter, and the protein powder, and maybe some vanilla extract, and it's really good. Like just a simple chocolate milkshake. For dinner, pretty simple right now. I've usually just been going towards like a sirloin steak with some sweet potato, maybe like grilled chicken, carrots, and then meatballs, rice, and mixed vegetables. And as far as my snacks go, I try not to snack a lot, but when I do, if I'm out and about, I'll have like an IQ protein bar. I'll have like the chomps. Those are 10 grams of protein and only 100 calories. And then maybe I'll have like some popcorn, chocolate. I do the Lily's dark chocolate. I'll have like my oatmeal cookies that I'm obsessed with. But yeah, I just wanted to share some ideas of what I've been doing, and if you have any ideas or you have like a go-to recipe that you absolutely love and that is super high in protein, let me know. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna edit a little bit and try not to think about food. And I will check back in with you ladies the next time I feel the need to update you on how it's going. All right, good morning ladies. So today is the second day of the fast. It's actually around 11 o'clock, and surprisingly I woke up feeling pretty good. I don't really have much of an appetite. It's just more so of like the comfort of like the food and having my oatmeal cookie. Energy levels so far are pretty decent. I'm a little tired, obviously, but I got a good sleep. For the 3 days of my fast, I haven't been setting my alarm. As you ladies know, I try to wake up around 5 a.m., but I've just been allowing my body to wake up naturally just to get in that extra rest. So right now I'm having myself a black coffee. I'm gonna try and distract myself and do a little bit of decluttering. I went to town earlier this morning and got like some watermelon to break my fast for tomorrow, and just some other odds and ends like shampoo. I actually, this is so random, but I got men's boxers and the white tee tops. I don't know, but I just feel like for bedtime, I always steal my husband's boxers, but they're like old and, you know, as you ladies know, I like white. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get my own boxers. So I got some boxers at Walmart and just like some white tees. I think those are really cute to wear like around the house. When you're outside playing with the kids, like just have some mom jeans on with a white tee. These actually I got at Marshall's and they were a pack of 3 and I absolutely love them. Picked up a pack of those and then just like some hair clips. I got some spray for like in the summertime to help naturally lighten my hair gradually and avoid like highlights. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna put my headphones on, do a bit of homemaking things around the house, try to distract myself. I like to watch and listen during this time the benefits of fasting and just keep myself motivated. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good, and my husband is actually doing it with me, so that's nice. So we're in this together, and yeah, I'll check back in with you guys either later on this evening if I need to update you on anything. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. As my stomach was feeling a little upset, it just felt tight and crampy, which is normal and to be expected. So just the peppermint tea really helped with that, and then drank some more water. So I just wanted to update you on that and I will see you in the morning. All right, good morning, ladies. It is day 3 of the fast. So something I noticed was didn't have much of an appetite when I woke up. I think you'd wake up and fall asleep feeling like really hungry. I think your appetite goes away. The first day was the hardest, but after that I think your appetite pretty much subsides. So I'm just having myself some more black coffee. I put some cinnamon in there. Energy levels are pretty good. I don't feel like overly tired or exhausted or fatigued. I didn't experience any like headaches or dizziness or anything like that. I think the electrolytes are super key. Yeah, overall I feel pretty good. So I just wanted to update you ladies, and yeah, I'll be breaking my fast today. Other than that, I don't think there's much to update you on, and I guess I will see you later on this evening when I break my fast and what I'll be doing. Even before this, like eating healthy and moving my body and walking has really drastically helped with bloating. So I found these hair clips at Walmart yesterday and I love them. I should have got a second pack, but I think they're really perfect for like putting your hair back when you're doing makeup or washing your face. I really like these. I also found these hair clips. They are so beautiful. They come with another little one. Cute, and they were at Walmart as well. Super good quality. You know, ladies, I love collecting hair clips. I'm not for sure why, but also my son gets into them and uses them and plays with them and breaks them, so I have to put them up. Hence why I always keep getting hair clips. But I will check back in with you ladies later on this evening to show you what I do to break my fast. Alright ladies, so it is around noon, but I wanted to take advantage because my daughter's napping right now. And I don't think much will change later on once I break my fast, but I plan on breaking my fast with some bone broth and then some watermelon. So I'll have that, and then maybe an hour or two later I'll introduce myself to something a little smaller, and then after that I can just eat as normal. Just things that are more digestible. I'll put a list of things that you would probably want to do to break your fast. Yeah, I just wanted to come back here and just update you on my journey and my experience with it. And overall, I feel like this is again something I'm going to do like once a month. The best time to do it is after like a couple days after your cycle, and that's when you feel like the most energized, and also like the time where you don't have much of an appetite, for me anyways. Like I mentioned, I recommend doing like This was by accident because when I initially started it, I was going for 3 days, but my husband actually mentioned going on a date night, and he's like, oh, you're fasting, and you ladies know, like, I'm not gonna skip out on a date night because those are rare and few in between when you have little ones. So we ended up getting a babysitter and we went out to dinner. I broke my fast around 4 or 5, and then I stopped eating at 7. The day before that, I did stop eating at 5, then went to 5 p.m. I hope that's not confusing. But anyways, a day before you do your 3-hour fast, do a 24-hour. Break it, stop eating, and then the next morning, start your 3-day. And I don't know, like, it was obviously like a happy accident, but it helped, I think, with my hunger hormone, because the prior day I didn't eat until 5. So all that day I wasn't really hungry. So I have some notes here that I wrote. So for the first day, I had a little bit of low energy. I was slightly hungry, nothing crazy. The first 24-hour one was the hardest. After that, when I started my first day, it wasn't. I was cold, so I think that was just because lack of, like, my body didn't need to burn calories. The second day, low appetite, slightly low energy, stomach tight cramps like I mentioned. I made some tea and that really helped. I drank a big glass of water, and usually that's what will happen if you get cramps or if you feel tight. You just need to do like some deep breathing, and also just have a big glass of water with your electrolytes. Just maybe some peppermint tea will really help. The next day, which is today, I mentioned I felt like I woke up, I didn't have much of an appetite, I wasn't hungry, my mood was stabilized. I have noticed, like today, the third day, my skin, I feel like I reversed aging by like 5 years. I'm not even kidding you. I feel like my skin is so glowy. There's less wrinkles. My makeup applied beautifully. I looked this up on GPT chat and it said fasting triggers autophagy, which clears out damaged cells, folded proteins, and cellular junk. This helps prevent signs of aging like dull skin, inflammation, and even age-related diseases. It also says that you experience, it says, a glow. So many people report a fasting glow due to the combination of increased hydration, lowered inflammation, and mental sharpness that reflects outward. So I don't know if you ladies can tell, but like I feel really good. But it also says that one 3-day fast won't reverse aging overnight, but repeatedly, it periodically, like once every few months, have real anti-aging effects over time, especially when combined with good sleep, hydration, and nutrient-rich diet. So again, I am just so glad that I started this journey of fasting. And for many people who are maybe not educated or don't understand fasting and maybe think it's extreme, fasting has been around for eons of time, back to biblical times. Obviously, I wasn't doing this for religious purposes. If I was, I wouldn't be telling you. That's something that would be private and personal between me and God. But for health reasons and for someone who's looking to lose weight and just feel more energized and to get their youthful appearance back, especially for postpartum mamas, I definitely feel like you want to wait a little bit before you dive into something like this. You want to make sure that you're not in a stressful state. Your body's not in a stressful condition. You're not in fight or flight mode. Your surroundings, you're in a good flow. You're not in a stressful season to where it can support you, because you want to set yourself up for success. But I'm glad I stuck with it and I went through it, and it makes me feel more confident, more capable. Like, hey, like I did this hard thing, and look at the benefits that I'm reaping from it. Just with anything that you do in life, without sacrifice, there's not going to be much payoff. There's not going to be much reward. But I think the benefits far outweigh any of the sacrifice, and you learn a lot of things about yourself. You learn about how to have a healthy relationship with food, something I've learned, that you don't depend so much on food in order to seek that comfort, something that maybe you're suppressing or lacking, and just to put it in its place and enjoy it. And yes, food is amazing and I can't wait to eat my oatmeal cookies, but it has its place, and it's not something that we don't want to use it as like a crutch. It helps you have a better, healthy relationship with food. Now, I will say, if you're somebody who struggles with an eating disorder, or you don't have a healthy mindset, or you don't have a healthy relationship with food, I wouldn't recommend this, because it could trigger some things that could possibly make you spiral a little bit. So, and also for anyone who is like nursing, there's some things that you want to educate yourself on before you do a fast, how you reintroduce food. But overall, like, I think it's a very, very good tool to have in your toolbox as a form of weight loss, loss. Not only that, but just like cell recovery. So last week I weighed myself, and typically I don't really care what the scale says because there's so many factors. As the scale is just one number. I really want to get one of like those smart scales. But so I weighed myself last week and it was 150 pounds. I weighed myself today and it was 145 pounds. Now with fasting, you do lose like water, you lose a bit of muscle mass, nothing huge because it's only 3 days, but that is something that you want to factor in. But typically though, for a 3-day fast, you lose about 1 pound. Now you might just say 3 days, 1 pound. 1 pound is a lot. And if you think about how long it takes you to lose 1 pound, it could take somebody like a couple weeks or to a month to lose 1 pound. That says a lot, just that your body taps into those glycogen stores and they start burning your fat for fuel. And it's just a nice, quick and easy way. If you are trying to lose like maybe the last little bit of baby weight or the last little bit of fat on your stomach, try implementing like a 3-day fast. But I think that is it as far as my updates. I probably will just end the video here, and I hope you ladies found some motivation and some encouragement for any postpartum mamas out there, for anybody who's trying to look to maybe do like a glow up and truly like transform and take care of your mind and your body and your health and your wellness. And I am 34 years old and I feel like now I'm the best that I've ever felt and the best that I've ever possibly looked. And that takes a lot of hard work and dedication and consistency and persistence, and just to really, it's not something that, you know, it's like, yeah, the outer appearance is just like an added bonus. The way that you feel is like so much more important to me. And yeah, I like looking in the mirror and feeling like, you know, I have my posture is better, I'm leaner, I'm more sculpted, I'm more toned, I'm not inflamed, I have a glow, like health of my hair is improving, it's getting longer. Like those things make me feel beautiful and they make me feel confident, and that exudes, and it helps with me just feeling more enjoyable in life. Because the opposite of that is like, I've been there too, like where you don't feel beautiful, where you feel depleted, where you feel like dried up like a little raisin, especially like postpartum. There's going to be a few years where, you know, I mentioned this before in like a past video, but it's almost like that flower that at one time bloomed, and then in order to survive it needed to like close back in, and it became all wilted. And that's okay. Like there's going to be seasons in our life where we're not the beautifulest and most brightest and colorful flower in the garden, but that doesn't mean that we can't just take that time to like go inward and rest and nourish ourselves, and then one day we will like bloom and we will, you know, be vibrant and glowy, and that is gonna again exude and even contribute to like the type of personality. These things are not like vain or you know, conceited, or like, oh, she's all she cares about is like beauty and health and all this. Like this is something that contributes to the quality of your life. This takes like hard work and dedication and strength, and for anybody who you see like exuberates that, you know they put in the time and effort to do that, and they should be commended for it. Anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent, but thank you so much for being here and for supporting my channel. And right now in the season that I'm in, I'm much more focused on my health and my wellness and my nutrition. Take care of myself, and I hope you ladies have enjoyed and that you found maybe some inspiration to go on your own journey. I think that is it for today's video. Again, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. All right.